Well, I gotta say, Group D was not the most exciting group at the Euro so far. Apart from what Croatia just did, defeating Scotland 3 goals to 1, booking themselves a place into the round of 16 as one of the second place teams, and they will face a runner up from Group E, which could be one of Spain, Poland, Slovakia, or Sweden. They would fancy those opponents. Maybe not Spain, judging from recent history, but they would fancy the teams in that group. Apart from what Croatia just did, Group D, not really spectacular, with the exception of what Patrick Schick did on match day 1 against Scotland. Apart from those two instances, Group D had to be like the most boring group at the Euro so far. I'm sorry to say, but not much excitement from England, to be honest. You know what I mean? They were more reserved. It seems like, I don't know, they picked up 2-1-0 wins and a 0-0 draw. Like, how exciting is that, right? You get my point. How exciting is that? We didn't get much entertainment from England at all. We didn't get a whole lot of entertainment from Group D. But job's done, and it doesn't matter how you get the job done as long as you get the job done. And that's what England did, and that is what Croatia did. The Czech Republic, they did the business, defeating Scotland and picking up that draw against Croatia, which would put them into the round of 16 as one of the best third place teams. They have qualified with 4 points, and I think they can meet a team from Groups E and a team from, I think they could meet the Netherlands as well. So I think Netherlands are in C. So from C and E, I think that those are the only teams they could meet. The winner of E or C, if I'm not mistaken. But Croatia, as I mentioned, they await a runner-up from Groups E. And England, being that they topped the group, they await a runner-up from Group F, their group of death. So, what's the ceiling for the teams in Group D here? Not very high. Not very high. But as we know, football isn't being played on paper. We could see that the matchups are going to look kind of lopsided on paper, being that England coming up against one of the big guns from Group F, or let's say Croatia against, let's say Croatia meets Spain. You see what I mean? I think every team has a chance. Every team has a chance, even though the odds would be stacked up against them. Even the Czech Republic as well, I think, have a chance to go through to the quarterfinals. But overall, man, listen, man, I don't really have, I really don't have much to say about this group. But what I have to say is, Croatia, why do you always do that to your fans, man? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? I didn't predict. Initially, I predicted Croatia to get out the group, thinking second. But after what I saw from Croatia in the first 2 games, where they only had 1 point and the football wasn't really that attractive, I was like, yeah, Scotland's beating Croatia. No way. Because of what I saw from Scotland against England, I thought they were really up for this. But first half, 1-1, and then the second half, Croatia just came out and they just took the game to Scotland, and they won it 3-1. A very convincing victory here by Croatia. So, apart from this victory, Croatia's performance was a bit subpar. But for the Croatian fans, they would hope that Vatreni is getting better as the tournament progresses. And we have seen that many times from this Croatian team. An aging Croatian team where we saw Luka Modric score one of the most spectacular goals you would ever see with the outside of his right foot. Oh man, that was sublime. That was simply amazing. So thanks, I guess, to Croatia for providing us with a bit of entertainment from Group D because it was lacking. And thanks for the Czech Republic for what we saw from Patrick Schick in the match against Scotland where he scored from the halfway mark. But Croatia, let's see what they do in the next round. They are the type of team, as I said, that they could be very unimpressive early on in the tournament, and then they could get to the final just like they did at the World Cup. As for England, man, a lot of people expect England to do well, but oh man, I really don't know. It's a very difficult team to analyze, man. 2 1-0 wins, a 0-0 draw. They go into the round of 16. They're gonna play a team from Group F. For them, they would hope it's Hungary, or maybe they won't even want to play Hungary. You see what I'm saying? But England, I think the ceiling for England right now, quarterfinals to be honest. The Czech, round of 16. Croatia, right now, because they came in second in the group, I think Croatia, they could make a run. Quarterfinal, the ceiling in my opinion. Seriously. Very uneventful group. See, it's very, and you guys know that I'm spot on here. Like England, I expected so much better from England, but they failed to dazzle, man, you know? And for the English fans' sake, they would be hoping the same thing like Croatia, that England are gonna get better as the tournament progresses. You know? But I've talked a lot about England and Croatia. Talk about the Czechs. I think it's a solid effort, man. Losing 1-0 to England, but drawing with Croatia and beating Scotland. That's a solid performance for a team that most people may have written off before the tournament even started. So them going through as one of the best third-place teams, they would fancy their chances in the round of 16 to pull off an upset and take that dark horse title and maybe get to the final like they did back in, what was that? Was that Euro 96? So valiant effort by the Czechs, man. You know, you got to give it to them. They put up a really good fight. As for Scotland, guys, pretty disappointing. Had a very good game against the Czech Republic in the first game, and then they came out against England, seeing that it was a derby against their neighbors. And they were so good that Billy Gilmour even picked up the Star of the Match award. And maybe with the absence of Gilmour through the fact that he caught COVID and everything, maybe it affected the team. They would have taken that momentum from the English game into this Croatia match. And I think they would have put on a better performance. First half, not bad, came back into the game. But second half, man, too standoffish. And the quality and the class of the more experienced Croatians in Modric and Perisic, you know, shine through. You got to give it to Croatia there. They deserve the credit. But Scotland, another subpar performance, you could summarize and say, at a major tournament where they have never gotten out of their group. So overall, Group D, as I said, not the most exciting group, but the Croatian fans will be happy that when it looks like things were going to be very dark, they came out and they played well and they picked up second. As for England, English fans expect a lot. And let's see how they fare in the next round. They topped the group. They went for it and they topped the group. So I guess we have to be a bit more positive when talking about England, but sometimes it is a very difficult thing to do. But these are my thoughts, my Group D review. Short, sweet, to the point, precise, I think. If you have anything else to add, let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you're a new subscriber and you like the content, I do appreciate the support, man. I do appreciate you taking, the time and making the choice. It's the right choice to subscribe to the channel. So, guys, like the video if you like it. And from your boy, Dominic Rich. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.